talking portraiture, e-products, auto editing, e-templates, educational videos for profitable hybrid photographers at ShootSmarterUniversity.com. Are you trying to find the right LED light for you? Well, we are too. Here's what you can expect from our first 5 ShootSmarter recommended lights by some stupid guy that really doesn't know what he's talking about, but he sure is handsome. Hey, it's Crockett here. Welcome to Crockettville. Today, we're going to take a look at some of the results from the testing we've been doing on hybrid photography grade LED lights. Boy, that's a mouthful, huh? We want to be able to shoot continuous light style portraits. Instead of using strobes and softboxes and umbrellas, we're going to use LED or CFL sources with softboxes and umbrellas to make sure that we have that signature lighting style that we all want. Well, as we're thinking about how we're going to spend some money on buying the continuous lights that will suit our needs, we've got to compare them in some particular manner. And you know, when you hop on websites, you don't see all the real life info that you're looking for, right? They compare them to watts of tungsten lights and how much brightness. Well, listen, we work with meters in the photographic world, and this one happens to be one of the world's most accurate meters. I know. This is a master calibrated meter from the Seconic factory, so this is pretty accurate. We're going to use that to place a meter 3 feet away from the light source, and we're going to report the data back to you at ISO 800 at a 60th of a second, and then we'll tell you what the aperture setting will be exactly 3 feet away in the center. So here's the products that we're going to be using. First up in this video, we're going to start off with the Bowens Mosaic 1x1, and we're going to use the bicolor version. That's the ability to adjust the color temperature down from 2800, I think it goes to 5600. Then we're going to be using the Drakecast 500, which is a wonderful brand new light that we've put in not too long ago. And of course, one of our favorite Felix, I always get a hard time pronouncing that word, Felix lights that has also adjustable color temperature. And of course, the Quantum Omicron 4, which has long time been one of our favorites. We're going to assemble each one of these lights into our standard softbox for comparison. We're going to be using the Larson 2x2 Hybrid Pro softbox with the LED installed face out, right? And we're not going to use the internal diffuser that comes with that softbox. That's a great way to take the hot spot out of a strobe, as well as smooth that strobe's kind of spicy specular highlight value. Well, we don't really need that with LED, because you got to remember, LEDs are a little softer than strobes to start off with, and they're lights with lenses on the front of them. So that is all pushing that light forward. So we'll be using a ring light, which is terrific. We're using a small can-shaped light, and we'll be using a half 1x1 and a full-size 1x1. Those are the different sizes that you're going to need to be taking a look at as a photographer. Once you decide what size light works for you, I'll help you suggest the right brand. Now, there is a bunch of monkey business going on with lighting manufacturers, and there are a handful of brands that make some pretty decent products, but they maybe aren't reporting the technical data on their website as accurately as they probably could have. Now, you know, here from Crockett Central, right? The ShootSmarter and Discovermirrorless stuff. We have no problem calling out a manufacturer, and we're in contact with many of the manufacturers, and in fact, there are some brands that we don't recommend here because we aren't sure their info is as accurate as it should be. So what do you say we go take a look at each one of these lights? I'll show you how I tested it, and we'll give you the results that you're looking for so that you can find out what to expect. If you're to buy one of these lights, and what power source does it work on? Can I use it with one of my inverters? And what happens when I put it into a softbox to make a talking portrait? That's what we're all about here, right? Well, after plenty of discussions with a handful of our hybrid heroes, including my buddy Joe Smithberger, and thanks to Bill Burkholder for chipping in here too, we've decided to come up with a standard reference point that we can tell each other, hey, I got this light, and if I use the standard setup, here's the output power that I expect. First up is we have to make sure that the light works in the color temperature range that we would use as a main light for talking portraiture. So first thing we're going to consider is we have to make sure that the color temperature of the light falls in that category of what we call daylight, which is 5200K to 5700K. If the light has adjustable color temperature, we're going to put it into that range, targeting 5500K, of course. But if it doesn't have adjustable color temperature, we will add gels to it in order to bring it into that range. If you're uncomfortable with gels, make sure you go to our ShootSmarter University site and choose the ABCs of LEDs. You'll be able to see all the stuff that we talk about here and actually how we do the testing. Next, distance from this light source to the meter is going to be 3 feet. So we're going to measure 3 feet away with whatever flash meter you want to, with the dome sticking out. This, of course, is our master calibration meter. And when I put it against the wall, it's actually 1.5 inches off the wall. So this light is 3 feet plus 1.5 inches away. So when I measure up here, I'm pointing right straight into the center of that light, and I'm getting 800 ISO, because that's what we're using primarily for our photo plus video portrait work, 60th of a second, and this light is f4 3/10. Now this is the Omicron 4, and it has adjustable color temperature as well as adjustable power. It does work on an AC power supply. It comes with an AC power supply. I've got all kinds of data here. This is $690 for the Omicron 4. Then if you want the battery that goes with it is called the Battery 8. It's $395. The AC power supply comes with that, by the way, for that $690. We think the Omicron 4 is spectacular. The quality of the light that comes out of there is perfect. No LB issues, so there's no magenta green shifts at all. Omicron fits great, of course, into a softbox. It's a terrific choice because it travels well. All right, this is not an Omicron commercial, but we do know that it will work also, for the most part, on one of the inverters we like so much, right? Check out our photogenic ion review and you'll see that it's kind of a portable AC wall outlet that you charge up and take it with you. You can use the photogenic ion inverter or the Paul Buff Vagabond. We like both of those very much, but it won't work at full power. That's right. You can crank it all the way up to about 80% power, the Omicron, and then it will shut off because it draws too much current to work with the Vagabond and the ion at full power. But it's good up to 75, 80%. We love that. So this light meets our requirements, like it a ton, and it is one of our recommended lights. So if you want a ring light LED that you can use as a funky main light, it works on a light stand, and as you can see, it fills up a softbox beautifully. The Quantum Omicron 3, which has flash, or the Omicron 4 that we're using here has adjustable color temperature, super high marks from Discovermirrorless. Let's take a look at another light, shall we? These are the Felix model P360s, and they have adjustable power, adjustable color temperature. The color temperature range is from 3000 to 5600. That's what it says on the package. Not really when Crockett measures it with his super duper tools, but you get the idea. Small, lightweight, extremely well built. Well, how good does it perform? Let's take a look. We've got one of these Felix 360s inside the same softbox. And color temperature, I just want to double check. Absolutely. The highest we can get this to go inside the softbox is 5360K, which is well within our range of 52 to 57. Now, with one of those lights, and of course we could put all three that I have the kit of 3 of these, and I could fit all 3 of them in this light if I wanted to. I do have a little bit of a hot spot, but I'm okay with that. Let's check for power, shall we? We're going to have at ISO 800, 60th of a second, we're at f4 6/10. That is plenty of power. That's plenty of power out of those little guys. Kind of surprising, don't you think? So $695 if you just want one. They run on a DC power supply, which is very cool because that means you get an AC power supply that connects from the wall to the back of your piece here, and you can run on battery power, which is really nice. Also, these don't have any green shift, no LB problems. We did have some earlier ones from Felix that we thought had a little green issue, but no problems here on the range of the color temperature. This does work perfectly on the inverters. So the photogenic ion and the Vagabond from Paul Buff will allow you to power these up and run like a dream. It is kind of weird though that you have that inverter, which is a DC battery that you charge up, then it converts it to AC, and then it goes to a converter that goes from AC to DC and then goes back to the light. I mean, we're wasting a lot of electricity going through all those converters, but it works, right? Next, the adjustable color temperature knob here, Louis says it doesn't have any numbers, and even though the color temperature range is marked, it really doesn't show you exactly where you're at. You know, it's kind of an estimation. But We think if you need the small can-shaped lights, and this will work out just for you, this is a great way to go. Really like this product. Next on our list is the LED panel that I use pretty much every day in Crockett studios. We like these a lot. These are the Bowens Mosaic Limelight 1x1s. Now we have both the adjustable color temperature, called the bi-color version, as well as the ones that are fixed at daylight. And as you can see, they're super simple, very lightweight, very rugged. This is a metal case, and they have a AC to DC converter built in right on the bottom. So these are DC, of course, as are all LEDs as far as I know. These run really well on the inverters from Photogenic as well as Paul Buff. Like them a lot. In fact, full power, I can take the Photogenic Ion and I can get well over 2 hours worth of full blast power on it. You gotta love that. Now, as far as performance, let's take a look, shall we? This has a little color temperature problem, right? When I need to get this up to 5350K, I'm taking the adjustable color version and I'm pushing it all the way to the top. And it's supposed to be 5600K, but it doesn't get there. It only gets to 51, actually just under 5100K. So we're gonna have to add a gel. We're gonna put on a 1/8 CTB, which is gonna elevate our color temperature and get us right in that range where we need it to be. So we're gonna measure it with that gel on it. That gel has some density, therefore it's going to reduce that light output volume that we're looking for. And these lights happen to have a little whisper of green in them, so we also have a 1/8 minus green gel in there. That's that magenta looking gel that you've seen in the ABCs of LED video. So there's 2 gels on top of this light, and when we measure the output on our color checker chart, exactly 3 feet away, we are ISO 800, a 60th of a second, f4 and 0/10. So, as you can see, these lights are pretty close to being in the same range as far as power. It's all up to you. What shape do you want, right? Do you want the ring light, the super portable ring light that works AC and DC? Do you like a full-size panel that you can use without a softbox, just put a sheet of diffusion on it? Do you like the small little cans? Or how would you like to take a look at a brand new recommended LED light in the Crockett family? A brand called Drakecast makes a very, very nice set of LEDs in not only 1x1s, but they make half 1x1s. Got to show you these. Well, here's a brand new brand that's entering into the hybrid photography universe, and these are some great folks that we got a chance to meet actually last month. The folks at Drakecast make a wide variety of tools. Now, remember, a lot of these companies that we're showing you are kind of recommended pieces here, they don't understand hybrid photographers yet. They don't quite speak the language, right? These are people who make lights for broadcasting, right? For network TV, as well as Hollywood, independent filmmakers, cine folks, even news guys that are on the run. And they use a different set of words than we photographer folks do. And we're a little more picky on the quality, output quality in particular. Well, that's one of the things I like about this brand. First up, this is a 6x12 size light. So this is a half of a 1x1. And the quality is pretty darn good, right? I like the price too. This is $495 right from the Drakecast website. Dealers will actually sell it for less. It does have a really nice battery system from Drakecast. That's another $490 for the battery, but good news is it plugs right into our Photogenic Ion inverter, as well as our Paul C. Buff Vagabond inverter, and those are a lot less expensive, right? Gotta love that. Next, the color temperature on this is supposed to be daylight, and we have a conversation going with Drakecast, but at the time of recording this, we have not gotten it solved, really, but this is supposed to be 5600K. Is that what it said, Lou, on the website? Yeah, 5600K. However, when we measure it, we find out it's 7200K, so it's very blue, high color temperature. We have an important update for you. Update. Since we started recording this review for you, we've had great communications with the folks at Drakecast. They say there was a rogue batch of Model 500s that had unusually high color temperature. They thought they got them all, but apparently they didn't. And one of them made their way to us. Now, a lot of times manufacturers, we believe them, totally believe them. They're very straight up honest folks. A lot of times when there is a batch that are scratched or dented, right, of products, those end up with writers and press review stuff, but rarely would they send out something that's got a technical issue like that. I believe it was just an honest mistake, and I do believe the Drakecast folks when they tell me don't have to worry about color temperature issues, because all the 500s have correct color temperature. They did actually take a color meter and measure the ones to prove to me that the Model 500 500 has color temperature that's right in that 55 to 5600K range, and they've got one on its way to me, will be arriving tomorrow. So don't worry about the high color temperature of the Drakecast 500. I don't think it's a real issue. I think it's just a little blip on the radar screen on it. Now, what about power? 3 feet away in our standard Larson Hybrid Pro 2x2 softbox, we have 800 ISO at a 60th of a second, f4 and 5/10. We can easily double that, couldn't we, by putting 2 of these inside there. 2 sets of gels. We've got great color, no magenta green, no LB problems at all. This is another one of the recommended products from Crockett here. We do like the Quantum Omicron ring flash, and its partner, the adjustable color temperature ring light, right? That's the Omicron 3, has a flash. Omicron 4 does not flash, but it has adjustable color temperature. If you're looking for that small, lightweight, portable system, that's a great choice. Another super portable system is the Felix P360, super small size. Gosh, we love this stuff. Terrific value. Next, of course, the big Bowens Mosaic. There is a good reference standard. That's a very affordable if you need a full-size 1x1. That's a workhorse. That's a good choice, right? And of course, the folks at Drakecast are great about getting us all kinds of stuff to test. So decide which size of LED light that you're looking for. And if you're ready to start shaping your light for hybrid photography as well as talking portraiture, do yourself a favor, don't buy that eBay crap and say an LED's an LED and this one's got a high CRI. It's all baloney. It's all baloney. Go with something that you've tried and trusted, or at least buy it from your local dealer so you've got the opportunity to take it back if you need to too. So thanks for taking a look at our recommended lights. We'll be adding to this as we go along. We've got a pretty much an endless stream of folks sending us lights about now because we know that you're very interested in it. So stay tuned to Discovermirrorless.com as well as our view-on-demand video learning channel over at ShootSmarterUniversity.com, and let's learn more about lighting. Talking portraiture, e-products, auto editing, e-templates, educational videos for profitable hybrid photographers at ShootSmarterUniversity.com.